One seed, smaller than a fingernail, has killed grown adults with a single accidental prick from a sewing needle, and people have been stringing it into jewelry for centuries without knowing. We're counting down from fruits you've probably eaten without a second thought, to the one so dangerous that crafters have died making necklaces out of it. Number 13. Elderberry. Elderberry is the fruit hiding in half the immune boost products on the shelf, cooked into syrups, jams, and wine across Europe and North America for generations. Eat the ripe berries raw, though, and along with the seeds, leaves, and bark, your body starts converting compounds inside them into actual cyanide, an aggressive move for something sold next to vitamin gummies. Cooking shuts the reaction down completely, which is the only reason your aunt's cold remedy is legal. The flowers get the same treatment, steeped into elderflower cordial, a tradition across European households that predates the syrup trend by centuries. Number 12. Bitter apricot kernels. Crack open an apricot pit, and there's a kernel inside that looks exactly like a bonus almond. And in parts of Central Asia, people have roasted and eaten them for generations. The kernel contains amygdalin, which your digestive system converts straight into cyanide. No cooking required. A handful causes dizziness and nausea. More than that, has killed people who thought they'd found a free snack. In the 20th century, it was sold as an alternative cancer cure under various brand names, with zero scientific support and a steadily growing body count of poisoning reports. Bitter apricot kernels and elderberry both turn deadly through the exact same mechanism, cyanide, released after the fact. This next one works completely differently, and it only turns on you if one specific organ is already struggling. Number 11. Starfruit. Starfruit is completely harmless for almost everyone on Earth. Sliced into a perfect 5-point star, garnishing cocktails worldwide, tasting mildly sweet and tart. But it contains a neurotoxin called caramboxin that healthy kidneys filter out without issue. If your kidneys aren't working properly, that toxin builds up instead, and it has caused seizures, confusion, and death in dialysis patients who had no idea a garnish could do that. Doctors treating dialysis patients now routinely listed among foods to avoid, since even stable patients have had sudden reactions after a small portion. Number 10. Pokeweed berries. Pokeweed sprawls across roadsides and fence lines throughout North America, its deep purple berries hanging from stems so bright red they look intentionally decorative. Birds gorge on them constantly without consequence. In people, the berries, roots, and leaves irritate the digestive system and can strain the heart in large amounts. Rural communities historically boiled the young shoots into poke salad, changing the water multiple times just to strip out enough toxin to survive contact with a human stomach. The deep purple juice also doubled as dye, and, in some documented Civil War-era letters, as ink. Number 9. Mayapple. Mayapple spreads through the shaded floor of eastern North American forests under broad umbrella-shaped leaves, eventually producing a single soft yellow fruit that's genuinely fine to eat in small amounts. Everything else on the plant is not. The leaves, roots, and unripe green fruit contain podophyllitoxin, strong enough to cause severe stomach distress and, at higher doses, far worse. Native American communities once used extracts cautiously for medicinal purposes, and researchers later used compounds derived from this exact toxin to help develop modern chemotherapy drugs. A forest poison that helped build cancer treatment is one of the stranger twists on this list. But the next plant is sold at garden centers on purpose, entirely for its smell. Number 8. Daphne berries. Garden centers across Europe sell Daphne shrubs almost entirely for their fragrance, and the early spring blossoms genuinely earn the hype. What's not on the plant tag is what happens after the flowers drop. Small red berries loaded with mesarine and Daphne toxin, compounds that cause intense burning in the mouth and throat if chewed. Even brief skin contact with the sap can cause irritation, which is why some gardeners wear gloves to prune something they bought specifically for how it smells. Veterinary records show pets and livestock have been poisoned after chewing on fallen berries or trimmed branches left within reach. Number 7. Deadly nightshade. Deadly nightshade produces small, glossy black berries across Europe, Asia, and North Africa, and it might be the single most infamous plant in the history of poisoning. A handful contains enough atropine and scopolamine to cause hallucinations, a racing heart, and death. Its scientific name, Atropa belladonna, is basically a warning label in Latin, half named after the Greek fate said to cut the thread of life, half meaning beautiful woman, because Italian women once used diluted drops of it to dilate their pupils for fashion. Every part of the plant carries some toxicity, which is why foragers are told to avoid it entirely rather than try to identify a safe piece. Number 6. Doll's eyes. Doll's eyes, formerly called white baneberry, grows in shaded woodlands across eastern North America, and its small white berries each carry a single black dot, looking exactly like a tiny porcelain eyeball on a stem, which is where the name comes from. The berries contain cardiogenic toxins that act directly on the heart, and eating even a few has caused burning in the mouth almost immediately. Birds eat them freely and spread the seeds without consequence, a running theme on this list, since almost nothing that poisons a human seems to bother a bird at all. Doll's eyes look unsettling from a distance. The next plant on this list, by contrast, has spent centuries being trusted enough to plant next to churches. Number 5. Yew berries. Yew hedges line parks, cemeteries, and gardens across Europe, doing quiet, respectable landscaping work for centuries. Their small red berries have a fleshy coating that's genuinely harmless on its own. The seed buried inside is not packed with taxine alkaloids capable of triggering cardiac arrest if chewed. Yew wood was also the material of choice for English longbows in medieval warfare, meaning this plant has spent its history as both a battlefield weapon and a churchyard hedge, and the same toxic compound in its seed is now studied as a source for cancer treatment drugs. Number 4. Ackee. Ackee is Jamaica's national fruit, splitting open into bright red pods to reveal soft yellow flesh that's a genuine delicacy once it's ripened and opened naturally on the tree. Picked early, the unripe flesh contains hypoglycin A, capable of crashing your blood sugar hard enough to be fatal, a condition once called Jamaican vomiting sickness. The plant originated in West Africa before becoming so central to Jamaican identity that it's now half of the national dish, and for years the United States banned it from being imported at all. Number 3. Strychnine tree fruit. The strychnine tree grows across South and Southeast Asia, its round orange fruit looking harmless enough to grab off a market stand. Inside are hard seeds loaded with strychnine, which triggers violent muscle spasms as it blocks the nervous system's ability to let muscles relax after they contract. It's also detectable by taste, at concentrations so low you could sense something was wrong before swallowing a lethal dose, which made it both terrifying and famously hard to disguise in food. A detail classic mystery novelists have leaned on for over a century. Ackee and strychnine both give some kind of warning, a bad taste, a known risk window. The final two on this list don't bother. Number 2. Cerbera odolum. Cerbera odolum grows along the coasts of India, Southeast Asia, and the Pacific, and its fruit is a near-perfect disguise for a small green mango. The kernel inside contains cerberin, which interferes directly with the heart's rhythm. In parts of India, it earned the nickname the suicide tree, partly because the toxin is notoriously hard to detect in standard autopsies, and its bitter taste hides easily inside spicy food, making accidental and intentional poisonings difficult to tell apart in recorded cases. Number 1. Rosary pea. Rosary pea, sometimes called jequirity, produces small red and black seeds that have been strung into jewelry and prayer beads for centuries, purely because they're beautiful, which is true, and also the entire problem. Hidden beneath that shell is abrin, a toxin so potent that one thoroughly chewed seed has been documented as enough to kill an adult. Swallow it whole, and the hard coating usually protects you. Crack it, grind it, or simply prick your finger threading it onto a string, and it's a different story entirely. There are recorded cases of people dying from exactly that, threading beads for a necklace that never got finished.